Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy ATM in the ATL. I wanted to say happy February. I just wanted to give a shout out to the original African Americans. This is their month. For me, I'm taking this whole month to honor and pay tribute and to reflect on the tragedy that happened here in this country, starting in 1619, which was the first recorded date that a slave was brought to Africa in America, until 1964, when the Civil Rights Act was passed, giving um, uh, ensuring the governmental protection of equal citizenship rights to those of descendants of the original African Americans. I want to encourage you to take this month to bring awareness and to learn about that experience, to learn about that tragedy. There's different ways you can do that. I have some recommendations that I would encourage you to do. I'll start with a recent book that I just got this Christmas. This book was released in 2008, and it's called Someone Knows My Name by Lawrence Hill. This is a Christmas gift given to me by my sister Danielle, and I read it, and it was amazing. It is fiction, but yet the author did lots and lots of research to make sure that there was a lot of historical information presented. And this book will change your perspective. It is amazing. It is a story that no listener, whoever's listening or reading it, you'll ever forget it. And that's the thing that you want to do. You don't want to forget the tragedy that happened in this country involving the original African Americans. Another book that I want to encourage you to check out is Alice Walker's The Color Purple. Now, many people have seen this movie, but I would encourage you to read the book because I feel like the book better articulates and better captures the tragedy that occurred after slavery, when you had a group of people who had to process and deal and work through the emotional, the psychological stress that comes from when you have been for so long treated as a second class human and a second class citizen. And you get to learn the experience of how they live day to day, interacting with each other with the psychological issues that they're still working through. It's a good book that you can learn from, and that learning is going to bring awareness, and that awareness is going to bring change to your own life and to your own struggle to grow and evolve as a human and help you reach your own potential. And that's just not for blacks. This is for whites. This is for anybody living in America. And that's why this month is important and special to us, because it gives us time to learn and reflect on what happened, what's the tragedy that happened surrounding the original African Americans and their descendants. And that learning and that awareness is going to bring about change. And as we change and evolve, we're going to become better people. And as we become better people, we're going to become a better nation. As we become a better nation, we're going to help the world become better, and we'll become a better earth, and we'll help fulfill our God-given potential of one nation under God. Another book I want to encourage you to read is Gone with the Wind. Now, this book, the main character of this book are definitely white Southerners, but the book has a lot of historical references to the tragedy that was the original African Americans. And this book is based in Atlanta. The story is based in Atlanta, so I would definitely encourage anyone living in Atlanta to read this book. It gives you good insight into learning the culture of African Americans, the original African Americans while they were in slavery, as well as, and it gives you from the perspective of their oppressors. So this book helps you to incorporate the whole tragedy from both point of views. I would definitely encourage anyone who has not read Gone with the Wind to check it out, read excerpts from it, maybe even watch the movie. But the movie is more romanticized, and which is a good romantic story, a romance story. But I definitely encourage you to read the book, because in the book you get to see the psychological oppression taking place that led to the tragedy after slavery. Because in short, Going to Win is about a society, a culture, a way of being that was all based and founded upon the oppression of another human race. So here you have a group of people in the South that are uh, through the oppression and through the toil and through the labor and through the mistreatment of their fellow humans, they create a whole culture and whole society for themselves that is now going with the wind. But this is a book I definitely encourage you to check out if you get a chance. Another book is Uncle Tom's Cabin. If you've never read Uncle Tom's Cabin, I will encourage you to do so. I just read that book last year for the first time, and I was very weary of that book growing up because of the negative references to Uncle Tom and Uncle Tom being a sellout. I always thought that book was going to be full of propaganda, trying to not encourage self-awareness. But the book is actually much different than what I thought. The book is really encouraging self-awareness, and it was the self-awareness of Uncle Tom and him being able to go within himself and liberate his own self in the midst of being oppressed externally. He was able to find his freedom within through the teachings of Christ, and in the end, he was able to liberate many other slaves through following that path and following those teachings. And the book is really deep, really powerful. And it gives you another insight into the tragedy that happened amongst the original African Americans here in America. So if you want to take time this month and learn and reflect about that tragedy that happened regarding the original African Americans and their descendants, I would encourage you to take a look at some of those books and any other books you know. And if you do, check out these books. Let me know. I would love to get your feedback on it. Everybody, happy February. Enjoy learning this month and reflecting. And I think it's all going to make all of us as a nation better every time we give tribute and take a moment to pause and reflect on the tragedy that happened here in America. All right, y'all. I'm your boy ATM and ATL. Two fingers.